Want to talk about pain in general. Going to the doctor, for one. When I go, they always ask me, "Are you in pain today?" My response is always yes. Then they ask on a scale of 1 to 10. With the medication I'm on, I don't remember the last time I've had a pain day level below a 6. And then I get the look like I'm crazy. Yeah, that look. So much fun. Then they ask you to describe it. And I always have difficulty describing my pain because I experience so many different kinds of pain. For me, I have numbness and tingling down my legs and hands, and then I'll have stiffness in my hands. But then I'll have constant throbbing and aching, but yet it still feels like it's stabbing. And when you're listing it off, at least when I'm listing it off, I feel like they think that I'm over exaggerating. And I don't really know how else to explain it to them other than the way that I'm explaining it to them. Another thing that I've noticed for myself when it comes to my pain is spring and fall are the hardest seasons for me. And with fall, I guess basically here, I know that I will have more flare-ups and I have to be very careful with how I spend my day and what I'm doing. I remember one time reading something somewhere about a girl who used a spoon theory. She referred to it as a spoon theory, where she would put spoons, or maybe it was forks, in a jar, and as the day went on and she did her chores, she would remove them as she needed. Sometimes she would have to remove 2 or 3, and sometimes it was just one. Some days in the morning she would take out more than what she normally would start with in a day. That's wonderful for an idea, especially for someone who is even younger than I, or if you're a mother or a father who has a child that might be experiencing some issues with pain. But I'm alone. I live with my dog. If nobody takes care of my house gets a mess. And then you have those people that ask you, what's it like? What's it like to be you, to live with this day to day? And it's kind of like, sucks for one. I a lot of times will tell them the aches and pains you have with the flu is very similar, only I feel it constantly and worse all the time. Some areas hurt worse than others, and they seem to understand that. But I was on Facebook the day before yesterday, and I am part of the group Peripheral Neuropathy Sucks. I absolutely adore the administrator, the creator, and all of the people there. They are wonderful. They are so supportive. I joined them literally the day that I found out I had neuropathy. And I can go there and vent when I'm having a bad day. And there's people there that can relate. And I can also go there when I'm having a good day. And there's people that will be excited for me that I'm having a low pain day. And they had shared a post called The Spoon Theory. I will include the website down below in my description so that you guys can read it too, because I'm going to paraphrase, and I thought this was an awesome way of describing how to live every day with pain issues. The lady, her name is Christine, has lupus, and her friend wants to know what it's like to be her. And Christine was very confused. She's like thinking, well, you know the definition. You've been with me to doctor's appointments. You've seen me walk with a cane. You've seen me throw up. You've seen me cry. I don't quite understand this question. And her friend kept pursuing it, kept pushing it. So looking around where she was at, which was in a diner, she grabbed all the spoons she could find and gives them to her friend. And tells her friend, here, you have lupus. And so then she tells her friend to start listing off everything she does throughout the day, even the simplest of tasks. You know, jumping out of bed, eating, going to work, getting dressed, all of it. And when her friend said that she just jumps out of bed to get dressed, her friend's like, no, you can't just jump out of bed. You have to open your eyes and you have to move around. You have to do it in a certain way. Her friend ended up only starting out with like 6 spoons before she got to work. And before she started talking and listing off her stuff, she had 12. So the day's not half over and she only has 6 spoons left. And so throughout the day, she learns that if you sit at a computer and type too long, you lose a spoon. If you stand on the train, you lose a spoon. And the idea behind it was that a normal, healthy person has unlimited spoons and doesn't have to think about the minute details that those who have chronic pain issues or chronic issues in general that affect their everyday lives do have to think about. And by the end of the day, there was 1 spoon to be able to cook dinner, and she chose soup, so she had 1 spoon left. And her friend was like, okay, well, you can clean up the apartment a little bit, you can do the dishes, or you can relax and have fun. And her friend was very taken aback by it, and she was like, is this really how you live? And her friend was like, yeah, I don't have, I kind of took it a little light because she deals with, nausea and extreme fatigue and all of this stuff that she didn't necessarily bring into the situation that she was explaining to her friend. And when I read this story, I loved it. I thought it was a great way to explain to a healthy person who is not going through what we deal with every day to understand how sometimes we can do something, but the next day we can't. Or why sometimes we have to cancel plans or don't make plans because we don't know what our day is going to be like that day. I know for me, it's hard to make plans because I don't like to cancel my plans. And there have been times where I will go to these plans and I end up paying for it because I end up having worse pain than what I already had. But if you get a chance, check out The Spoons Theory by Christine. I can't remember her last name, but I will include her website address to this article down below. And I hope everybody is having a low pain. I can't talk today, obviously. Nap time, maybe. A low pain and no pain would even be better type day.